Hey YouTube, what's happening? Chris here. Just wanted to bring you guys a little update on NEO. We're probably going to do ADA. We'll look at a couple more just going through, as I don't want to promise any that I'm not going to get to, but I said I'd get to some last night and I wasn't able to, so I wanted to make it happen for you today. So first one we're going to be looking at here is NEO. It's obviously had a nice little move from its lows, guys, down here around $5. So we're going to get into that. If you guys could like, subscribe, and also guys, I have a new microphone I just got, since obviously it shows that I got monetized, so I'm hoping that'll actually go through for me and this can be a little bit of a business. But anytime with a business you want to invest in yourself, so you guys let me know if the sound quality is a little bit better. So I went out and just got it's just a little cheap one here because I just have a tiny desk, but you know what, I'm hoping it'll help out a little bit and I'm excited to be here with you. So guys, what we're looking at here, this is NEO. We're going to look at all these mostly on the 1 day. We may zoom in to the 4 hour, but we'll see. But so guys, NEO, I got onto this chart and I hadn't been on this chart probably in, I'd say, about a week or so, and I had this large, basically almost falling wedge pattern here. You can see the touches, the outlines there. So we have our green trend line up here, we have a white trend line down here, and we did get a break out through the trend line. Remember how we talked about how these patterns are so important, like the falling wedges, different things like that. So we had a falling wedge and we broke on volume, so that's nice. We were making a nice little run here. And another thing I wanted to point out to you guys right here, if you can see this is our 20 moving average here in blue. We're up above that on the daily. That's awesome because we've been below it for quite a while now, guys, and that's a very powerful indicator. I've went back and I've tested it. I've went through the charts. The 20 EMA is a very, very powerful indicator that you want to have in your toolbox. Okay, so always look at that and backtrack on charts and see what's working. How did we obey the 50 moving average, the 100 moving average, the 200 day moving average on the 1 hour chart? You know, different stuff like that. Like I saw Ethereum last night. We were on, I believe it was the 1 hour chart, and Ethereum, huge bull run, came in real fast and then it pulled back very quick, and it had a beautiful bounce off the 20 moving average, or the 200 day moving average. As soon as it touched that, basically guys, it sat there maybe for 15 minutes, big volume came in, pumped it all the way back up. So these are the things that we want to kind of pay attention to, maybe write it down in a journal and say, okay, you know, on the 1 hour, the 200 is getting obeyed right now as support, and that might be a good area to go long on. So all that different type of stuff. But these are the overhead resistances we have for NEO right now. This is going to be your 100-day moving average that's coming down. You're going to have that as overhead resistance. Remember, moving averages can act as support and resistance. And then you're also going to have this little area here. It's not a ton, but there is some right here, guys, overhead resistance that we're going to have to deal with. So that's a major area, and that's going to be at around $12.63. So, you know, guys who got in on this break here, once it broke out, and they were probably sitting around $7 or so, they made a nice profit already, guys, and they may be looking to run it all the way up to that $12. So there still may be a little bit left in this because of this type of volume that's coming in. So remember, guys, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just showing you different things. I'm going to show you the long end, the short end. We're gonna look at everything: consolidation, sideways movements, candles, all different types of stuff, because I want to learn all this stuff and I want to learn it with you, and I want to help you guys out, and I want you guys to help me out as well. So, because I know there's so many people who listen to this who know probably 10 times more than I do. So next overhead resistance, guys, we're going to have around that $15, and a really big one for us, if we can get over this 200-day, guys, that's putting us in a longer term at least, bull market. That's a very big deal. Large investors are going to be looking for that. If we close above, especially on Bitcoin, the 200-day moving average, and we break through it when it was overhead resistance, oh my goodness, guys, the party's on. So we want to break the 50 first, then the 100, and then we want to go to that 200. And those are things that you want to look at. That's my setup, guys. I have the 50 moving average, I have the 20 EMA, I have the 200 moving average, and I have the 100 moving average. Those are the ones that I like to look at. And a lot of times I'll take off the 100 moving average so that I can use like the RSI and the MACD and all that type of stuff. But this is what we're looking for in NEO, guys. And then also with NEO here, we had a nice little run, then we had our pullback, then we were making another move here. We're going to have to see what happens today. I'm very curious to see how this candle is going to close today. Right now it almost looks like a gravestone doji forming, but guys, we're early in the day, so we're going to have to just see what happens. Had that nice cross here, guys. That's really exciting, of the 20 EMA over the 50, and we were making those higher lows. So this is a trend line that you're going to want to watch on NIO as well, and a lot of guys will be buying this so long as Bitcoin, guys. Everything runs off Bitcoin. That's why everything can change with these coins. You can be looking dead on and saying, okay, this is what it's going to be textbook wise, and it's not going to be textbook wise because we're in the cryptocurrency space. So, you know, that's why anyone who says they're 100% accurate in this space is lying to you. I'm just telling you that because it moves so fast. You can run to the bathroom and come back out, and Bitcoin dropped or gained $500. It is what it is. That's why we're in this space, for the volatility. So guys, that's what we're looking at here on NIO. I'm just going to start going through these a little bit quicker for you, but we're going to go to ADA next. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you could, moon up that like button, smash it for me, guys. I appreciate it. Helps us out. Let's go off Kraken here. Trying to find a good chart for you guys. One with some good data. Guess that's about all we have there. If I'm seeing some or missing some, guys, I apologize. This isn't one I look at all the time. Oh no. If that's all the data they have, we might have to break it down here into the 4 hour, which we can do. Alright guys, I have been on this a little bit in the past, I guess. Wow, look at this, guys. This is crazy. So you won't see this in too many other spaces. I know that, like the Forex market and stuff, which I haven't studied too much, gets a little wild. So here, guys, here's our trend line. We broke out of what I had drawn there. So guys, I should have been looking at this one. We have a cross of our 20-day over our 50, which is good. And then take a look at this, guys. That is like one of the longest, like gravestone dojis, basically, that I've ever seen. That spans up. Let's see. Let's get the percentage tool on that. And this just shows you guys how crazy this is. Like for the market trying to stop hunt and all different types of stuff like that. I mean, it happens. Look at that wick, guys. That's unbelievable. So, you know, that's part of the fun, though. That's why we're here. And that's why we're learning, guys. And I truly believe if you can trade in this environment, man, I think you could probably trade in any environment. So, this is the Wild West out here, but it's fun. And I love being here with you guys. So, we're climbing right now, guys. We actually have a nice little candle forming today. Making some pretty nice moves here. Overhead resistance is going to be around that 0.05, almost 6 cents. And then we're going to have our next stop up here, guys, is going to be at that top there, which we very well could run to if, you know, Bitcoin or whatever doesn't slow us down, is that 0.07. Because when things break loose like this, guys, and there's not a ton of overhead resistance because we fell so hard so fast, you know, you can make it up on that upside as well. So, and just keeping an eye on that. That's something we want to pay attention to. And also, guys, I'm just bringing you the candle basis right now in the trend lines. We're not even looking at the RSI and all that different type of stuff. So we're kind of more so looking with like the Japanese candles at the Eastern style of charting right now. And then the Western that you always want to add into it as well is the RSI and all that type of stuff because you want to blend them together. But right now we're just really, because my screen's not huge, I really want to just look at these patterns and trend lines and moving averages that are forming. You know, moving averages, that's Western. But you know, we're just really zooming in on this stuff. I want you guys to go back through, if you like one of these, and look at the RSI, look at the MACD, look at the Bollinger Bands, look at all those things, okay? I can't get to all that, but I'm just really paying attention to these breaks like you see here, guys. I had it here, you know, and then it actually made that move, so I should have seen that. I should have had an alert, so that's my fault there. But it did make a really nice move to the upside, and we're going to have to see where we close today. That's going to be very important, but, you know, keep an eye out on it, guys. It's up 6.87%, so pay attention to that one. Let's do XRP. see what we have here. Alright guys, so you see here we made this move up, move down, we've hit it again, came back down and formed. So there's how our trend lines are starting to form, guys. Remember, 2 points of contact. So here's our 2 points of contact. The more points of contact you have, the stronger it's going to be. Then when it breaks, guys, the harsher it's going to be, just like when Bitcoin was at that $6,000 and it broke. It's because the bottom was tested so many times and it was just getting weaker at that point, and once it broke, it broke. And then we came back up here. We didn't even make it to the top, guys, and now we're working sideways. So we're going to have to see, are we going to move to the upside or to the downside? Downside targets are going to be 27 cents around that area, right in there, I would say. Yep. And then overhead, we're going to go off the candle closes around 40 cents. So there's going to be some people watching these inside bars right now, guys. Let's see. Yeah, so all these bars so far have been within this one here, guys. Do you see this? We're waiting for a break, so this is one we want to keep our eye on today. There could be a nice little move that could potentially even take you up to 37 cents there, guys, but I would anticipate it running a little bit more to 40 if we were going to do that. To the downside targets, 33, all the way down to 27, 9. Yeah, so keep an eye on this, guys. You know, there's a nice little pump here. Then we almost had that little flag pattern forming in a way, and we're going to have to see if we break to the upside. We are being held by the 20-day EMA, which is good, and we had the 20-day EMA cross over the 50. So we got to keep that in mind, and we have to look out also ahead for that 100 there. So maybe up to 40 cents, guys, from 36. There's good percentage to be made in that. And you can see the volume here, though, is tapering off, so keep that in mind as well. What you'll see, guys, if it's going to go to the upside, it'll taper down like this, like in that bull flag pattern, and then you're going to see another stick like this come in and boom to the upside. And same with to the downside. You'll see a big red candle come in, so we're going to have to watch these breaks right here. Let's pay attention to that. Guys, let's look at Ethereum very quick. This one I've had my eye on, especially with all the Constantinople stuff, guys, because if it pumps real hard, you can short it, you know, after the news and all that comes out. Or right now, guys, it could potentially even go higher. So we have to really keep our eye on that. Is it going to go to 170? There's some targets at 170, you know, different stuff like that, which could be good percentage. Right now we're sitting at 149.91, and we're really paying attention to this trend line, guys. This is what's been on my mind. I'll show it to you. See that yellow trend line? That's just been riding up there since the trend reversed. See how we had this fall, guys? And the trend reversed. So the guys who really make money are the ones who spot that trend reversal first and can get in here and then ride it up, guys. It's like a river. Do you see that? How these bars broke to the upside? How they got larger? Then we made that move. Here's a shooting star candle, which entailed we're probably going to get pushed back down. That started forming our trend line. So we had 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. If we break this on the daily and close below that, guys, we most likely could have a pullback to around that 128 or even that 116 level, right in that range, and we'd see what's going on from there. Overhead resistance, though, why I said 170, about right in here, guys, is our 170, but we have to get over this 100-day. Do you believe that is? Yep, the 100-day. But you see how we're getting squeezed right here, so there's a decision time coming for this as well. Decision time coming for a lot of stuff here. So Ethereum, guys, we are at 150, and also I believe if we throw a Fibonacci on here, that's probably going to be around the 0.236. Let's take a look. Okay, guys, so here's the 0.236, and that's also falling around this trend line as well. So you'd look for a break below this and a close, guys, on volume that would be taking place for it to be going to the downside, and then we'll also be looking to the upside as well. Got to have a plan for both. Guys, let me hit Litecoin quick. Leave me some comments, guys. Are you paying attention to these specific coins? What are you guys doing? I want to know if you guys been buying, selling. Are you guys traders? Just been hodling? Alright. So Litecoin, guys, has been out in front here. You can see left shoulder, head, and It almost looks like we're making that right shoulder a little swirly, like we talked about. And then we made a move through the neckline here, and it almost looks like we're back testing it. Then we may make another move up, guys. It all depends on Bitcoin. We'll have to see what Bitcoin does, but we have the 100-day moving average coming down overhead that wants to squeeze us. So we very well could get pushed back down, guys, and almost test this trend line again here. So we have to have a plan for the downside of that, right? Then we want to have our plan to the upside, which most likely, guys, we have to break over that 41 area. Then I feel like we would move up to test this here, guys, the 200-day moving average, which is at $54 there. Right there. That would be a huge spot, guys. If we can get over that, man, things could get exciting. Okay? Like we talked about, that 200-day moving average, that's when people are going to get very excited. Even here, guys, closing above the 100-day, that would be a big deal. Look at this pattern. Does kind of look like that inverse head and shoulders. You have that big fall on volume. You have the volume here that's taken up for the head, came back down. We got some decent volume coming in here for that right shoulder. So we're keeping an eye on these patterns. We're keeping an eye on the closes, guys. We've got a 20 above the 50 here. That's exciting. We got some decent volume. We're at $38.86. But also, guys, remember, things can change in a moment. And you got to be prepared for the downside as well. The downside for Litecoin would probably be hitting back on that trend line. I would guess close to around $33, $35, somewhere in that range for a pullback and then maybe a move forward. But we have to really keep an eye, guys. Trend line breaks. I can't tell you how important they are. Can't pound it in your head enough. Trend line breaks. They've just been making and breaking this market, guys. So, and patterns as well, like that descending triangle pattern. All that type of stuff. But God bless each and every one of you. Please, guys, like this, subscribe, all that. Helps us out, and it's just wonderful to be here for you. You guys know I try the best I can to get back to all the comments and do what I can for you guys. So thank you very much. God bless each and every one of you.